Hey, it's Adam with Theros Media. Just want to give you a quick tip. I know it's going into the springtime, and air conditioners are coming online, and we're going to figure out if they're working or not. And it's going to get into the busy season soon. So get your air conditioning campaigns up and running. But one tip I want to give you, or actually I have two in this video, for air conditioning campaigns are make sure your ad groups are not cross-pollinating with the keywords from each other. Meaning, you don't want to see the same keyword in different ad groups because it's going to be a lot less relevant to your ad that's showing. And we typically build ads for the ad group. So all the ads are catered towards the ad group they're in. And then the landing page it's going to is usually catered towards the ad group that it's coming out of. So we know what ads going to what landing page from what keyword. So it's a lot more relevant throughout the entire course of that customer's journey. That makes a big deal in your conversion rate. We like to see 10 to 15% conversion rate at minimum. That's how we know our landing page is working, and then we iterate on top of that to try to get it to 25%. So 25% is our goal for every landing page we build in every single campaign. If we can't get to 25, then we know we're not optimizing as well as we could be. So 25 is the goal. We'd like to stick to 10 to 15 as a minimum, and then we don't test the landing pages. We test the parts of the landing page. So typically what we do is we test like 7 or 8 different landing pages for the traffic, figure out which one's working, and then you build on top of that by using the same landing page and building on top of that. So we test headlines, descriptions, images, all that type of stuff. But really you want to know where your ads are coming from, and cross-pollinating keywords is a big no-no, especially for contractors, because your ads are going to be showing up for less relevant terms. Way to do that is really to negative all the keywords inside each ad group against each other. So what we typically do is we take an ad group, we take all the keywords, have the exact match, and then we take this and we negative that from the aircon installation campaign. So we take all these keywords and negative them inside this campaign. And that helps with the cross-pollination. I know Google's keywords aren't really a thing for Google anymore because the broad match, phrase match are kind of the same thing now because they can expand your keywords, but yeah, it's neither here nor there. But still don't have targeted keywords, so you're showing up for the correct things. So if you go inside search terms, you'll see all types of terms that you don't want to show up for. And I'll show you here. We just started this campaign a couple of days ago. Actually yesterday. So you see windmill AC installation. Who would ever think that a windmill in our area would need AC, but we don't want to show up for that. This is the company that sells air conditioners online. We don't want to show up for that. We don't want to show up for these two either. We don't want to show up for split AC. Furnace, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is a competitor of ours. We don't show up for that. We don't want to show up for HVAC system because that's not what we're going after. We're going after HVAC, or we're going after air conditioning system. So AC is inside HVAC, but we don't want to show up for that. So we're going to negative all this inside the entire campaign, and I'm even going to do this to narrow it down further. Phrase match. So I don't want to show up for HVAC system at all. And I should really do, I have the competitors, so I'm not sure why our competitor is showing up. Maybe the negative list is not showing correctly. But what I'm going to do, negative to a list, competitor keywords. All right, so I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Perry Hall heating, there we go. Perry Hall is what we want to show up for. It's one of the areas as cities in an area, but we don't want to show up for the competitor of ours. Pioneer, that's a main split company. We don't want to show up for that either. And let's just take this out as a broad match. And an exact match, so they really get the idea that we do not want to show for this type of stuff. So, taking out the search terms, you don't want to show, whatever campaign you're going to do, you're going to need to go through the search terms at least daily if you're spending any type of money. So we're only spending $35 a day for this campaign, but You just don't want to go through it daily because you show up for all types of weird stuff you just don't want to show up for. But the real trick is your search terms. Make sure you're negativing each one from each other. And then once you have a campaign up and running and it's spending a little bit of money and all your ads are so all the ad groups are showing. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So a lot of times you'll have a ton of ad groups and then you'll have ad groups without any impressions. So this is a good sign for us that our bidding is fine. So what we did was we switched it to a max conversion or max clicks campaign. So we want to maximize the clicks that are coming in for the cost per click, because we don't really care where we show up in the 1, 2, 3 slots. We do care if it's at the bottom, but typically if you do max clicks, you're not going to show up at the bottom. But we set a average cost per click. So the average cost per click for this campaign was around $10. So $9 is what we should see from the just from taking all the keywords out, averaging other bids. So we switched this to a max clicks campaign for right now. And then once we start getting conversions in, let's say we get 5 to 10 conversions in the campaign, then we're going to switch it to max conversions with a maximum average cost per lead that we want. So the average cost per lead for an air conditioning installation, I think, is around $50. I know it's a lot lower than a mini split because you have a lot less things, or usually the average lifetime value is lower than a mini split for air conditioning system installation. Because some people might just come in for a coil and a condenser, other people might just come in for a condensing unit, some people might come in for a air handler condenser, and that combination averages like $6,500. That's still lower than the lifetime value of a mini split, which is $7,900. So we don't want to spend more than our average cost per, our average goal target, our average, sorry about that, our average target lead cost, what it should be. And that's based on the lifetime value of your customer. But our click-through rate is okay for right now. We want to stick around 5% as an average, so we're not doing that yet. So we have to improve our campaigns a little bit. But these type of click-through rates are pretty good, especially for installation keywords at $6. So if we can get this to convert at about 10 to 15% on the landing page, it would be golden for this campaign. So those are 2 tips for you. 1, negative out all the keywords in each ad group against each other, so you don't cross-pollinate your ads, so they don't show up for things that they shouldn't be showing up for. And then once you start getting clicks inside your campaign, you have impressions for each of your ad groups. You switch to a max clicks campaign with a target cost per click of the average of your area. So in our area is around $10. We're at our maximum click cost that we're going to pay Google from now on is going to be $10. That's what we set it at in our max clicks campaign. So those are my couple quick tips. Hopefully it was quick enough for you. We'll talk to you soon.